Hello and welcome to this exciting teacher data collection edition of Brew.O Tech Tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to take the nicely exported component data from your USA test prep midterm and to take it from this relatively nice format and make sure that it's in the one that you're supposed to use. This is a modified copy of the assessment data tracker. There's some differences with this than the one that was distributed by Ms. Walker for our purposes, and I'll show you that. Now, these standards are set up already for the American Lit midterm, so if you're doing a different entry, you want to make sure that they match. And I have also gone ahead and plugged in the total number of points on this standard. And these points here are mapped to the number of questions on the midterm itself. The way that I found that, I went to my data here, and it's pretty easy to see that if you had, for example, for determined themes and central ideas, if you had some 100s and some 67s and some 33s and nothing in between, then you had 3 questions. And you can do that for each of these, but I've done it already for the midterm, American Lit midterm from 2019. So that's done. And actually all we're going to have to do, and this is all set up in the background, so all we're going to have to do here is move the stuff over. So I'm going to grab these last names and copy, and I'm going to paste them over here. And I'm going to say paste values only, and that will keep the formatting the same. And I'll copy these and put them in over here. Paste values only. And that's now we are really on the way. And basically all we're going to have to do for all of these is just the same thing. We're going to have to go through each column one by one. Here are my overall scores, and I just want to make sure that I select them for the same and then paste values only, and I can make sure that those will line up because I should have the same. If you find that there you go. And now this is where the real magic happens. So the original form had you plug in the number of points earned by the student, and it would calculate the accuracy. We already have the accuracy because this is already breaking down our results by percentage. And so I just modified this so that it goes in reverse so that we can get the form we're supposed to have. So all we need to do is find this standard. Be careful that you don't worry about this this band here, the domain. And we're just going to take cite textual evidence. We're going to select those, Control C, and I'm going to start using a shortcut, which is Control Shift V, which will paste it in here. And hopefully, like magic, not only will it take that number and turn it back into the number of points correct, but it will put a score over here, and it will color code the score just as is desired. And so that's the process. If you find that you have more than 47 students, adding more rows to this is as simple as selecting that last box there, and then grabbing that little arrow and dragging it down. And that's going to just continue that same formula all the way down. You can do that for all of these boxes like this so that you can make as many boxes as you want and the formula stays the same. And as you move across, we'll just do a couple more here. So this is determine themes and central ideas. Select Control C, go over to here and Control Shift V. The reason I push Shift is because I want to paste values only. I don't want to paste the format. And there you go. And it's in color also. And I'll do a couple more columns just so you can get the idea. I'll go to meaning of words and phrases, and I'll Control C, and I'll go over here and meaning of words and phrases, Control Shift V, and then once again, it's doing the backwards calculations to tell me how many of the questions the students got right for each of the questions, for each of the standards rather. And last one for today, distinguish indirect meaning. I will distinguish indirect meaning, Control C, and over here, Control Shift V, and there you have it. So you get the idea. Just make sure as you're copying and pasting that you don't make a mistake and copy the scores from the domain. You can always figure those back out again because you could calculate the number of total questions from this domain by adding up all of the total questions for RL standards, and you could do that. It's already done over here on this data, but this is not the form that we are required to use. So I'm not really sure what new information we get from this other form, but if you are pretty tech savvy, it shouldn't take you more than half a lifetime to transfer the data over. Thank you so much for watching.